Hey folks! So the other day on stream, a viewer stops me and asks, "Hey, Dark Arrow, what settings do you use when you rank?" Now, just a little about me, I made it to 1680 in Masters solo queue last season, and I actually didn't have that much time to play, and it was a blast. It was a little challenge I made for myself to just solo queue an entire season and see how it goes. It was lonely, but here are the settings I used to figure it out. And so on the stream itself, I just went ahead and showed the viewer my exact settings. I had recently created an alternate account, so I figured let me set it up right in front of you. But then after the stream, I realized I actually forgot a few things. And so I added that to the end of this video. I started going to a deep dive on camera sensitivity and camera movement and why that's so important to taking you from a player that has a hard time getting to bet every season to a player that gets to master consistently and easily, even in the solo queue, because that is what made the difference for me. And when you're at that, keep watching, because I actually go ahead and drop an extra tip at the end, something that might be obvious for a lot of players and something that a few players, maybe even a lot of players, might have no idea about. And so that's going to be at the end of the video. So at the end of this, go ahead, drop a comment on what your favorite part of the video was, and please leave a like and subscribe because the algorithm likes it when I remind you. But with that, let's go straight into the settings part. Folks, so let me show you the settings I like to use. Still in tutorial, you got it, man. You have until I complete these settings. How is it already 40 minutes into the stream? Incredible. High frame rate. Let's do controls. Lowest remaining HP value. We are going with advanced controls. Automated basic attacks, yes. In motion pursuit distance, yes. In motion pursuit mode. Scoring controls, I like to hold down button. Lock on icon is an absolute yes. Yeah, you might barely use it. You might use it, 1 out of every 10 games on the low end, right? But it'll be the reason you win that game. Because you'll use it when the Decidueye is absolutely fed, and you literally have to focus the Decidueye in every team battle, even though it hides so elegantly, even though it hides so professionally, right? So even when it's hiding like a ninja, you want to be able to lock on the right Pokemon when it's surrounded by a whole bunch of other squishy or tanky mon. So you might use it, like I said, 1 in every 10 matches, but it's so important, and it'll win you that one match. Move panel sensitivity, I'm gonna go to, yeah, there we go. I like a little more sensitivity. Camera follows moves, yes. Move aim follows direction. I am one of the few people that like this to be yes. The reason why is, when I'm running somewhere, I want my move to follow in that direction without me having to take off of an auto attack. That way I can kite better. That way I can run while doing damage. I can use the move and it'll follow the direction in which I'm running, and I'm still auto attacking. So on Cinderace, I like this. Some people hate it for that reason, right? Some people like to run in a direction and then like smoke screen in a different direction. So it really has to do with playstyle, and to me, this matches my playstyle more. Cool, minimap position top left, that's where I like it. Move learning control, single button work for me. Minimap hidden, minimap shown. I think the rest of the stuff I just leave in recommended. So folks, those are the settings I used, and you'll find yourself winning a lot more games if you just find the right settings usage that works for you and practice on it. When you first move it, it might not make the game immediately easier. It's normal to have to learn the control again when you use new settings. That makes sense. But you'll find that you play a lot better once you do learn that more advanced control setting for you. All right, cool. Hey folks, so post-stream and post-haircut, Dark Arrow here. So there are a few things I missed there that I just want to go into a little more detail. And this is something that could definitely be better worded on the settings menu for Pokemon Unite overall, but it's essentially just the camera settings. So camera settings are an important part of every game, particularly with MOBAs. And over here, I just want to show you how to set them up in more detail on the Unite settings screen. So we go over to controls, same place as we were looking earlier. And we basically scroll down to, for starters, move panel sensitivity. So I'm not sure if I already went over this, but to just give it more detail, this is essentially how quickly your camera points in or your Pokemon points in using your left control stick. So it's the move panel, the move control stick sensitivity. And it's particularly important when you want to just quickly switch directions, the directions you're going in with a Pokemon. And for me, who plays with move, aim, follows movement direction, it's particularly critical because it'll decide how quickly I can aim my moves in most cases, particularly moves that move my Pokemon rather than moves that just shoot out an attack. So with Garchomp, for example, it's incredibly important because I'm using move panel sensitivity to make sure that when I'm ulting, each of the 5 moves in Garchomp's ult hits in the right direction. So that's just move panel sensitivity, but I think the one that is more important for folks, and definitely not clear enough on the settings menu, is this camera sensitivity over here, which I personally didn't know what it did for the longest time, and it's something that absolutely changed my gameplay and my map awareness once I took advantage of it. So Minimap Hidden is essentially how quickly you can move your camera when the minimap is hidden. And what that means is when you hit the L trigger, the L bumper, and you just move your camera, how quickly you can see the other parts of the map that you have visibility in, how quickly you can move your camera there. So this is super important when you're in the top lane and you need to take a look at the bottom objective, or you're anywhere and you need to see whether or not Rayquaza had started, because while we can't see objective health anymore from afar, we can always see whether an objective is fighting. So by quickly camera paneling way over to the objective, you can at least see whether or not it's started yet. And that'll help you decide, do I still run in position to the objective, if you're not already there? Or do I just set up to defend because there's no way we can make it in time? A second use is there's a fight happening and you need to know whether or not to enter that fight before you actually jump in. This is so important. You have the ability to see another Pokemon, what moves they're using, whether or not they already used their ult, where they're positioned before you jump into a fight. So that's especially important when ganking, and that's especially important when defending and you need to know how to jump into a certain Pokemon. And minimap shown is essentially, once you open up the minimap, how quickly can you move the little icon on the minimap to go click on an objective and ping something. I just have that all the way at the highest setting. I need it to move as fast as possible. If I could make it any faster, I would. And this will make it so that if I need to ping the bottom objective, if I need to ping Rayquaza, if I need to ping anything, I can just do it a lot quicker than if it were, at the average setting, which I believe is somewhere down here. So I leave minimap shown at high. I leave minimap hitting at right below 50%. I'm gonna try to get more and more used to it as it gets faster. Who knows, maybe one day I'll be able to do it at high. But if you can operate with it faster, that just means you get more visibility quicker, right? So why not do it? And then again, just to go over move panel sensitivity, I have that at highest just because I need the ability to change the direction I'm walking in or move attacking in a split second. So I need that as high as can be. And then folks, finally, a little thing that I left out earlier and sort of an extra tip that I absolutely think everyone should use. This is no longer, oh hey, this works for me and you might want to check it out too. This is a absolutely critical recommendation that you absolutely should use, and if it feels weird to have, just use it until it makes sense. And that is not in the control settings actually. It's over in the battle info settings, and it's specifically boosted attack gauge. So this will make it so that you can see what auto attack, really you can see the entire auto attack pattern for your Pokemon. And most Pokemon have a boosted third attack. Garchomp has a boosted fifth attack that then remains so long as you keep attacking. This will let you see how long that boosted attack is up. This will let you see whether you're on attack 1 or attack 2. or whether you already have a boosted attack up. This is so important for knowing when to engage. For Garchomp, obviously, because you need to know when you're at your fastest auto attack speed. And then for other Pokemon, because it'll show you, it'll show you whether you're going in with a boosted attack or with a regular attack. And if you can start a fight with a boosted attack, why not do that, right? That's just extra damage you can start the fight with before you even get hit. One example is Serena. I always make sure I have 2 attacks already on Serena so that my first attack on the enemy is a boosted attack that gives me an attack meter recharge. So having this on will help you view the game in a completely different way. Boosted attacks are no longer random, and you can just add so much more strategy to your gameplay. So that's my extra tip for the video. Folks, if you like this, please leave a like and subscribe, and let me know what other videos would be helpful to you, and I'll catch you in the next one.